Welcome to Bryan High School for some non-conference boys basketball action here from Bryan tonight. Bryan Golden Bears host the Bowling Green High School Bobcats. Bryan Arnold and Tim Meister here with you on the Golden Bears Sports Network, getting ready to bring you some cold Saturday basketball action. Coach Meister, we've got the Golden Bears coming off a big league win on the road last night at Evergreen. Bears went in, I won't say stole one because they led it from beginning to end, played their best basketball of the year, but I think that one probably raised a couple eyebrows around the NWOAL for sure, and even in Northwest Ohio. Evergreen's had a pretty good season, knocked off some good teams, and played really well against teams that the Bears didn't fare so well against. So we're looking to see if the Bears can carry some momentum into tonight in this ball game.
Yeah, I thought without a question it was the most complete win, most complete game Bryan had played all year. Tremendous ball movement. They shared the ball very well. We've seen it all year, this young team getting better and better and better. We saw Bryce Bowling keep getting better. Rhett McGill, a really good game last night. I thought the best game Jake Arnold all played. We talk about how young we are. Sometimes we get the two seniors, and boy, did they have a nice contest last night. The big fella, Tucker Watson, really got going, had, I believe, a career high of 21. Tucker Miller, again, made a lot of heady plays, a lot of big shots down the stretch. So a team, I think, a win like that is going to give them confidence. You and I have been saying that all year. We've been exposed to such good competition, but man, we have to beat a team. Maybe we shouldn't, or a really good team. We've done that. Really like to see it carry over into tonight.
Yeah, see if that momentum carries over. Home ball game tonight. You like being at home. Bowling Green got beat by a really good Perrysburg team last night. You know, coach, I know their coach will be interested to see how they respond to that. But can you build off of what you did last night? The Bears handled pressure really well. You know, Evergreen, looking at their roster going into the ball game, 10 seniors, 6 juniors. They started nothing but juniors and seniors. They looked like, I told my wife at tip-off, or right before tip-off at the anthem, it looked like some little brothers were playing their big brothers just by the difference in age of most of the Bears versus most of the Vikings. And I tell you, the Bears didn't let it bother them. They came out of the gate last night. They played well. They were aggressive. They attacked the basket and really got Evergreen on their heels for most of the night. Yeah,
what I was really impressed with Bryan was two things. Is one, that is a very good Evergreen team that scores a lot of points. I mean, they've had games in the 90s and 80s this year, and Bryan just clamped down on them defensively. The second thing I was really impressed with was how we finished the game. They made a little run at us at the end. With young teams, sometimes they can fold. I thought the Bears did exactly the opposite. They kept their composure. They executed. They made free throws down the stretch. Just a great way to finish a ball game. And this is going to be a difficult contest tonight. Don't let Bowling Green's record deceive you, because they play a very good schedule and a very good league. But this is a game, again, that I think that Bryan can execute the exact same way they did last night, almost the exact same game plan. They got a shot to have a heck of a weekend.
Yeah, and the difference here probably between Bowling Green and Evergreen last night, Bowling Green's not as veteran. They've got seniors, 4 seniors at the top, and guys that are all going to play. They're balanced as far as the classes go, but they're big. You know, last night I think Evergreen might have started a couple of guys over 6 foot tall, where they were very fast and athletic. Bowling Green's playing a lot of 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", including 3 brothers, 2 twin seniors, Colton and Kipton Shank. I'm going to get these wrong. Colton and Kenton Shank, and then Kipton Shank is the sophomore, and they come in averages, sophomore averages 16 a game, and the 2 seniors average 20 together, Colton at 12 and Kenton at 8. So, and those guys are 6'3", 6'4", and 6'5" out of the 3 Shank brothers. So a little bit different look on the opposite side of the floor for the Bears tonight.
Yeah, when the Shanks parents named their kids, they certainly didn't take you and I in consideration, which is a little disappointing, but
no mercy.
And you said the difference is Bowling Green is just they're long, they're lengthy. They're going to present a little bit of a different matchup problem. Don't know if they're going to be as quick as Evergreen is. But again, the Bears just have to be very aware of that, and be very aware of passing lanes, be very aware when they're bringing the ball up the floor, that you have a lengthy kid guarding you. Just some different things for them to keep in mind.
Yep. Well, this is the Bryan Athletic Boosters countdown to tip-off. We'll be back with more right after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School, Saturday night boys basketball action. Bowling Green in town to play the Bears. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. Last time these two teams met was January 9th of 2021, so renewing a series that hasn't happened in a few years or so, with Bowling Green knocking off the Bears 37-35. And this is the only time Bryan and BG have played. That was the only time Bryan and BG have played in the last 20 years. I only do a double take on that because I know when I helped Coach Meister, we did play Bowling Green those couple of years, and they had a couple of really nice teams.
Yeah, they had Josh Allman, who went on to be a really good player at Bowling Green State University. In fact, I think he's in the top 5 all-time in scoring. A couple of really nice players, and that's why we beefed up our schedule. I think it's only good you play teams like this, so nice that BG and Bryan have gotten back to playing each other.
Yeah, picked up each other in football as well. We played in week 2 this year and now get a chance to play in the winter. So let's look at our visitors here from Bowling Green and get some information on them. Look at who they've played so far this year.
For the Bowling Green Bobcats, Coach Mason Roth in his 5th season at 44-60. Bowling Green is shooting 40% from the field, 30% from the 3, 59% from the free throw line, and boy, do they get to the free throw line a bunch. 12 assists, 13 turnovers, and 27 rebounds per game. They're scoring just a tad over 53, and they're allowing 63 a game.
Well, hopefully that bodes well for the Bears. Not a high-scoring offense on the Bryan Golden Bears side, but it looks like some opportunities to put the ball in the bucket. Let's look at who Bowling Green's played so far to get to that 6-11 record here in 25 and 26. Looking at common opponents, you don't see a ton in there because of who they play, but we see Defiance, who they lost to by 16 points, and then you see some of the big boys that they play on their schedule also in that league with Anthony Wayne and Perrysburg, Oregon Clay, Whitmer, people like that. So, all right, so let's talk about the Bears a little bit. Coming off that big league win last night over in Metamora, Bears were able to knock off Evergreen, and Coach Parker's got the kids playing good right now.
Yeah, Coach Jacob Parker in his 2nd season, 13-25 overall. Bears are shooting 37% from the field, including 24% from the 3, 53% from the free throw line, 12 assists, 12 turnovers, about 26 rebounds a game. Bears are scoring at a clip of 44.8 points per game. They're allowing 49.7, as you have said, coming off without doubt their best and most complete win of the season last night in Metamora, Ohio, against the Vikings of Evergreen.
All right, so let's look at the schedule so far for the Bears, see what they've done and what we've got left here in a season that is quickly coming down the stretch, and starting to think a little bit about tournament time. There you can see the last week or so, Bears stopped a 5-game slide, getting that win at Evergreen, which was a really big win. So, again, hopefully can carry some momentum into tonight's ball game. And then let's look at the NWOAL after last night's action. I know PH and Liberty Center played. Liberty Center got their first loss of the year. PH and Wasion, Liberty, Archbold, all at 3-1 in the league. A lot yet to be decided as far as the league's concerned. And then you see the Bryan Bears up there at 2-2. First time they put a crooked number in the win column in the league in a long, long time. So get that little bit of a monkey off the back of the program, and who knows, maybe find a way to knock somebody else off along the way and feel really good about how this league season's gone.
Yeah, I think looking at their schedule, they have a legitimate shot at winning 2 of those games going into the last game against Archbold of the season. All of a sudden the Bryan team, they could have a major impact on who wins this league, because I have no question, I would not be surprised if Archbold came into that Bryan game with 1 loss. And traditionally, you go back and look at that Archbold-Bryan game, there's been a couple upsets both ways that have really determined the league outcome. So a lot to play for yet if you're the Golden Bears.
That's exactly right. All right, we're going to take one more break here. We're going to come back. We'll talk about keys to tonight's game for both teams. We'll meet tonight's officials, and we'll get ready for action here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The historic Bryan Arts and Education Building.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Brian Arnold and Tim Meister here with you. Brian and Bowling Green ready to get things going here in non-league action, boys basketball. Let's talk about the keys to tonight's game. Start off here with our visitors from Bowling Green and talk about their keys for victory tonight according to their coaches.
For the Bowling Green Bobcats, according to Coach Mason Roth, move the basketball. They're a very good team when they get everybody involved. Get to the free throw line and make them. In their wins, they have done a nice job of getting the free throw line. They've had a couple games where they've shot in the mid-20 free throws for the entire game. They come out with energy and effort. Again, I think every coach says that, especially on a Saturday. You're coming off a tough league game on a Friday night. You're always a little concerned about how your kids respond and react. So for Coach Roth, that's something he really wants to focus on, especially early in the game.
All right, so flip the script then. Let's look at the other side of the ledger. What are the keys to the ball game tonight for the Bryan Golden Bears?
For the Bears, you mentioned it early, Coach Arnold, box out against their height. They are long, they are athletic, they get to the offensive glass fairly well. So the Bears have to be technically sound tonight. Defensive ball pressure. I think the one thing Bryan can do is create some turnovers to get some transition baskets off of Bowling Green. And finally, smart passing and shot selection. I'll say it again, all they have to do is execute the exact same offensive game plan they had last night. Because when you can score inside, you can score your mid-range jumper, and you make three-pointers, your offense clicks on all cylinders. You become a much more difficult team to defend.
And you mentioned that assist number as well. I thought the assists last night were great. The ball moved well, but the ball found shooters in places where they could score. There were a lot of one-pass, no-dribble finishes, even in half-court sets, because the Bears did a nice job of finding people on the backside and did a great job of finishing around the rim.
I thought it was one of the best efforts Bryan has had of their perimeter players getting into the paint and then making good decisions on whether to try to score or try to pass. And I think at times, sometimes they do too much of one or the other. I just thought they were great in their decision-making last night.
Well, those are the keys to tonight's game. Keys to the game brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. They're your hometown real estate company for the last 45 years, consistently remaining #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. Let's meet tonight's game officials. If you paid attention at all to the girls' game this afternoon, the Bryan Lady Bears knocked off the potential #1 seed in their district, the Liberty Benton Lady Eagles, who earlier this year had beaten PH. PH beat the Lady Bears like a drum about 2 weeks ago, so that's going to raise some eyebrows. But Lady Bears played a fantastic game this afternoon against a much bigger and very talented Liberty Benton team. Those officials are back for the evening game tonight, so give these guys a lot of credit, getting a lot of miles on their legs. Our officials tonight, Maynard Porter, Jarrett Williams, and Naeem Borabi. And our officials for tonight brought to you, as always, by the Tri-State Vision Center, serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs.
You say official Maynard Porter, and I have PTSD. I had Maynard a lot when I officiated. Great human being, a really nice guy, but we had the weirdest and most bizarre things happen whenever Maynard officiated a game, so I hope that doesn't carry over tonight into the boys' game.
Well, I know it was a little bit of a loud crowd at times for the gentlemen, but you've got three guys here that have got a great personality. I watched the game this afternoon. I won't say that I was quiet, but I watched the game this afternoon. The one thing I give the guys credit for is they talked to both benches. They talked to the girls on the floor and did a really nice job of trying to control the action and work both sides as evenly as they could. And like I said, they stuck around all day here in Bryan, and they're back for the evening action. So either really good guys or gluttons for punishment, or possibly both.
A little bit of both,
but
yeah.
They're back tonight. Well, this has been the Bryan Athletic Boosters Countdown to Tip-Off. We'll get starting lineups and more coming up next on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
All right, both teams at the benches here. About 40 seconds left on the pregame clock as we get ready to throw the ball up and get underway here at Bryan High School. Coach Meister, any last thoughts here before we turn it down to the scores table?
I'm just going to reiterate what you said. I am so anxious to see how Bryan comes off that game last night. It's a great opportunity for them to keep the momentum going and just to have a 2-win weekend, and that is huge for a young team. So I'm really curious how they come out and play.
Well, like I said earlier, and we saw on the schedule, stopped a 5-game slide, finally feeling a little bit better about themselves. A big step in that to be exactly what you said, a 2-win weekend. If the Bears can find a way to pull that off and build some momentum, sometimes it's nice to be young and dumb and not understand things. And when you're young and dumb, you just play the game that you're in. You're not worried about any of them that you've already played and lost. You just keep playing the one in front of you.
And I think young teams, too, confidence is the much bigger factor than a veteran team.
All right, we're going to take it down to Aaron Hughes at the scorers table for the anthem and starting lineups.
Currently deployed throughout our communities and around the world, and many others who have come before us. To thank these extraordinary men and women, to honor our nation, would you please rise in the playing of our national anthem?
Tonight by the Veteran Services of Williams County. Mr. Hughes now will get the starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Bryan Ford Lincoln. Bryan Ford Lincoln, located at 920 North Main Street, where good values mean a great deal.
In order to make today's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow our rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect to your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administration, authority figures, and of course your team and their opponents. Let's make tonight's contest great. Remember to respect the game, and thank you. Now meet the teams. First for the guests on the scoreboard, the starters for the Bowling Green Bobcats. from VG, number 2, Colton Schenk. Number 3, Ethan Schenk. Number 5, Sam Wiles. Number 21, Clayson Burkin. And number 25, Kevin Schenk. Varsity coach for Bowling Green is Mason Roth, assisted by Adam McCumber and Mike Furnace. Go ahead, Brian, get up on your feet for your ball there. Good guard, 5'10", sophomore, number 3, Bryce Welling. At guard, 6' senior, number 10, Tucker Miller. At guard, 6' freshman, number 14, Jake Arnold. At forward, 6'2", sophomore, number 12, Brent McGill. And at forward, 6'5", senior, number 34, Tucker Watson. Varsity coaches Jacob Parker, assisted by Casey Spitmon, Chad Bassett, and Maurice Zuber. Gentlemen, let's play ball.
All right, there you go. Starting lineups presented again by Brian Ford Lincoln. 3 Shanks on the floor for the Bobcats, Coach Meister. Colton, Kenton, and Kipton. And if I get that right one time tonight, I'm going to feel really good about where I'm at.
It's a gaggle of Shanks.
Gaggle. They're joined by junior Sam Wiles and sophomore Clayton Gherkin. Ball is knocked out of bounds off the jump ball, off of the Bears, so Bowling Green will have the opening possession of the game. On the floor for the Bears, seniors Tucker Miller and Tucker Watson, sophomores Rhett McGill and Bryce Welling, and freshman Jake Arnold. As the Bears come out in zone, little contact there, no call as Schenk Kenton works against Bryce Welling. He swings it to Wiles. Wiles now probing, gets it into Colton Schenk. Colton Schenk works, puts his shoulder down, goes right at Tucker Watson, finishes off glass, and 2-0 early lead for Bowling Green on the main stop scoreboard.
Tucker's going to have to force him not to let him go to his right side. He's got to force him to turn towards that right shoulder and go left.
Bowling Green in man-to-man against the Bears. Welling works right side, bluffs the handoff, finishes at the glass. Nice bluff by Bryce Welling. Good job attacking, good finish. Tie the game at 2 here early in the first quarter. Bears into a little bit of a 1-3-1, it looks like. 3-quarter court. Kipton Schenk, youngest of the Shanks. Kipton Schenk turns it over in the backcourt. Tucker Miller picked it up. Tried to bounce pass backside, gets knocked out of bounds by Wiles. It'll stay down here with the Bears.
I think that's where the Bears can be really effective on defense. I think they can turn them over. They're not very comfortable with full court pressure.
Jake Arnold will inbound, gets it into Rhett McGill. Ball swings around to Tucker Miller. He's got it up top. Bears will work some offense. Arnold on the right side. He's working against one of the Shanks. Bryce Welling left side against Sam Wiles. Up top to Tucker Watson. You definitely see the size advantage that Bowling Green has height-wise. And taller, I think, at just about every spot on the floor than the Bears. Tucker Watson to his left shoulder. Nice job finishing over Colton Schenk inside to give the Bears a 4-2 lead. Bears back into a little bit of pressure here. Bryce Welling works against Kenton Schenk, and then Bryce Welling a little too aggressive. Going to get called for the bump. His first foul of the night, Bears' first foul of the night.
Number 3, Bryce Welling, his first team's first.
So Bowling Green will inbound in front of the Bears bench. 6:19 left here in the opening quarter on the main stop scoreboard. Bears stay in their zone. Very effective last night against a really good Evergreen team. Schenk kicks it out to Wiles. His 3 hard off the back of the glass. Defensive rebound by Jake Arnold. He'll push into the front court. Back to Tucker Miller. Swings around to Bryce Welling, who finds Rhett McGill. McGill swings to Arnold. He attacks right side. Arnold's runner.
Good move.
Try to make a runner off glass. He gets fouled as the ball goes out of bounds. And there'll be a foul on 21, Clayson Gherkin, his first. Bowling Green's first, and that'll put Jake Arnold at the Welling Construction free throw line. Welling Construction, third-generation, family-owned general contractor for quality custom homes, renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. First free throw for Arnold is no good. And his woes at the free throw line continue. I think that's 7 for 20 now on the year, shooting at under a 40% clip. Second free throw is up and good. Give the Bears a 5-2 lead on the main stop scoreboard. I think maybe we'll go reverse announcer. Jink will just tell him how bad he is every time he goes to the line, and maybe that'll help. Runner from Kipton Shank, no good. Gherkin had the rebound poked out of bounds by Tucker Miller, so the Bears will set up defensively against the BG out of bounds. Ball in quickly. Youngest Gherkin, the sophomore, tries a spin move, through some contact, throws it up. No call by the official, picked up by McGill to Tucker Miller in the front court. Tucker Miller to Tucker Watson. He squares up, 15-footer, no good off back iron. Jake Arnold hustle rebound and can't finish off glass. And Tucker Watson, nice job, heady play there. Picked up the miss, throws it off of the Bowling Green player Kenton Shank, and the Bears will get the ball back inside.
I really like how the Bears have attacked offensively early on. I mean, they have made a couple shots, missed a couple of shots they should have made, but their shot selection is terrific, and they're being very aggressive.
Ball inbounded. Arnold has it up top. Back to the right side to Tucker Miller. Looks for Tucker Watson. Watson kicks it out to Arnold. He gets the defender in the air. Watson shot fake, then he decides to shoot. Bears the 15-footer from the right side. He stays hot. He shot the ball really well, especially in the mid-range last night against Evergreen.
I tell you what, when he scores for us, we are a way different basketball team.
BG quickly got it across. Kenton Shank's three-pointer was no good, didn't hit anything. Colton Shank has it, tries to get it, and tries to save it inbounds, or he tries to throw it off. Watson actually ends up in his brother Kipton's hands, and Shank finishes off glass. Kipton Shank, his first bucket. He's the leading scorer at 16 tonight for the Bobcats. 7-4 the Bears lead. 4:35 left here, opening quarter from Bryan. Jake Arnold steps through, can't get the left-handed finish to go. Couple of good looks around glass. Bears not able to knock him down. Bobcats quickly the other way, really looking to press. Kenton Shank couldn't get the layup to go, and the Bears got the defensive rebound coming back the other way. Tucker Miller now gets it into Tucker Watson, left block. Finds Rhett McGill, diagonal. Tucker Miller now left baseline, back out to Jake Arnold. The Bears will reset their offense. Tucker Miller works off of a screen from Watson, drops it into Watson. Spin move, shot fake, nice soft touch off back iron. So Tucker Watson picking up where he left off last night with 21. He's got 6 early points for the Bears.
Yeah, that's a really difficult move for a right-handed post player turning towards his left shoulder. Great job on that move.
Shank takes
double dribble.
Yeah, looked like a double dribble. Looked like a little bit of a bump there on Colton Shank. He can't get it to go. Bears quickly ahead. Arnold to Miller, back to Arnold. Back to Miller, back to Arnold. He'll try a 3 right side, long off back iron. Tucker Watson kept alive by Tucker Miller, and Watson finishes off glass. Bears 11-4, and Tucker Watson's got 8 of those 11. 3:10 left here in the opening quarter.
Tell you what, the big fella's really aggressive, wonderful, just absolutely wonderful.
Offensively, Bobcats attack left side, bounce pass in the paint, poked away by Tucker Miller on the backside. So ball will be out of bounds, stay with the Bobcats as we get a couple of subs in the game. Number 1, Antoine Lawrence will check in. Number 10, Carter Thompson checks in as Kipton Shank and Sam Wiles and Gherkin are out. So a third sub on the floor also. No, number 13, Parker Jackson Grazier's in the game as well. Lawrence shot fake, no good. Top of the key 3 doesn't go. Rebound to Tucker Watson. Arnold pushes ahead across the timeline. Bowling Green still in man-to-man. Tucker Miller works off of a screen from Watson. Ball gets poked away. It'll be the Bears, I believe the first turnover of the night.
Yep.
Colton Shank 3 misses everything from the left side. I think that's 2 times from that side and 2 times nothing drawn for the senior shooter.
Yeah, the Bears have made it difficult for Bowling Green to get into an offensive flow, but they've also done a nice job of boxing out. We talked about Bowling Green's length and height potentially being a problem on the offensive glass, and so far the Bears have done a really nice job by boxing out and executing that phase of the game.
Yeah, BG has the length, but I don't know how physical they are. Great touch pass, Rhett McGill to Tucker Watson. Bears break the pressure. A couple of diagonals, ball didn't touch the floor after it went across half court, and it ends up as an easy bucket. Tucker Watson continues to stay hot. He's got 10, and the Bears with a 13-4 lead.
Tell you what, when you can score off a press breaker and the ball never hits the floor, that's exactly what you want as a coach. I mean, 4 passes, nothing hit the floor, led to an uncontested layup off a final great pass by Rhett McGill. Really nice execution by Bryan.
First sub of the night in the ball game for the Bears. Hunter Watson checks in for Tucker Miller. 2:15 left in the opening quarter. Bears stay in their 2-3 zone. Bobcats in their half-court offense. Carter Thompson in for BG, has the ball, picks up his dribble, gets it to Antoine Lawrence, who works top left point. He throws it away. I think he thought that Kenton Shank was going to stay where he was, and he took off on a cut just as he threw the ball, so a turnover for the Bobcats. Arnold quickly up to Hunter Watson, trying to catch BG sleeping a little bit. Bryce Welling gets the ball all the way to the rim. Looked like a cue shot as he spun that, rolled around the back plate, and dropped in. And they're going to reach there on the Bears in their pressure. So Bryce Welling, a couple of good attacks to the basket and finishes. He's got 4. Bears with a 15-4 early lead here over the Bobcats. And Bryce Welling's going to get a break as Tucker Miller checks back in for the Bears. 2 fouls on the Bears in the quarter. Bowling Green to their half court. Ball gets swung around Thompson to Lawrence. Lawrence now back to Colton Shank. Colton Shank kicks it out to Wiles. Lawrence corner 3, no good. McGill and Thompson battle on the backside for the rebound. Ball's going to be out of bounds off of Rhett McGill. So BG will have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. 1:28 left in the opening quarter as Cooper Beltran checks in for Tucker Watson. Looks like the Bears are going to try to stay in their zone here against this inbound. Inbounded up high to Colton Shank, out to half court, chased by Tucker Miller. BG in their half court. Colton Shank to Kenton Shank. Kenton Shank's got it, gets it into brother Colton. Kicks to Lawrence, thought about the 3, turned it down, gets it to Thompson. Thompson to Kenton Shank, had a backdoor cutter. He'll take the elbow jumper, no good off the back plate. Rhett McGill continues to be a really good rebounder for the Bears, and the Bears will bring across at the 1-minute mark with an 11-point early lead here at Bryan. McGill, Tucker Miller to Jake Arnold. Arnold gets it to Watson, opposite side, back to Arnold up top. Bears reset their offense as Arnold wing entry to Tucker Miller. Works off the screen from Rhett McGill.
I think at this point, if I'm Coach Parker, I might be thinking about one shot. You had about 30 seconds left in the quarter. Worst case scenario, you go up by 11, ending the quarter.
Arnold catches, he attacks towards the basket. Can't get the floater to go, but he will go to the free throw line. Another whistle against the Bobcats.
Good move by Jake. Saw he had an advantage there. They did a little switch on a screen out front. Jake got the advantage and got into the basket. If you don't care, I'm going to go ahead and take over for Jake's free throw, see if I'm a little better luck for him. Jake Arnold goes to the line, shooting 2 shots. First one up and good. 16-4 Bryan, 23.5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Arnold with the second of 2. No good.
Didn't make a difference.
Nope.
Both you and his grandmother can think it's me, but it ain't me.
Yeah, that defeats that whole theory, doesn't it?
It does.
That's it.
A little trouble in the backcourt for Bowling Green. Good hustle by Lawrence to pick it up. 12 seconds left in the clock. Pass deflected by, quick hands by Arnold at the top. He'll check out real quick. Last 8.5 seconds. Bryce Welling will come in to give him a break. Bears up 16-4. BG going to try to get the last shot of the quarter here. 5 seconds. Good defense by the Bears, forced from the corner, and that shot's
What
gonna
a
go.
great shot.
Great shot. That's the toughest look.
Woo.
Oh, they're going to call that a 3. I thought for sure he was inside the line.
Yeah, I don't think that was a 3, but I don't think Maynard saw it. I don't think the baseline officials saw it, and the out official wouldn't have seen it.
Well, I don't know about that. That sure looked like a 2. But we're going to take a break. End of 1. Bears with a 16-7 lead on the main stop scoreboard.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
Back here in Bryan as the Bears have the opening possession of the second quarter and a 9-point lead on the Bowling Green Bobcats. Watson, Welling, McGill, other Watson, older Watson, and Tucker Miller on the floor for the Bears. Colton Shank, Kenton Shank, Sam Wiles, Antoine Lawrence, and Carter Thompson on the floor for BG, and Bryce Welling right back at the basket. Good finish off glass, gets the lead back to 11 for the Bears at 18-7. Kenton Shank will try another 3 from in front of the Bears bench. Doesn't go. That one at least drew some iron. Ball gets poked into Brett McGill's hands. Welling will fire quickly to Tucker Miller. Finds Tucker Watson. Finishes through some contact at the glass, and Tucker Watson continues to be a force inside for the Bears.
He's doing such a good job of establishing strong post position and then getting the ball and going right up with it.
Colton Shank taken away that time by Tucker Watson. Did a great job, Coach Meister. Exactly what you said. Didn't let him get to that move. And then Carter Thompson finds the range from the left corner for the Bobcats. Junior came in off the bench in the first quarter. He's got a 3, and the lead is 20-10. Bryan Golden Bears here early in the second quarter. Watson attacks. Boy, he made it all the way through. Just lost the handle underneath the basket. Ball goes out of bounds as a turnover for the Bears. And Arnold and Kerr will check in. McGill and Hunter Watson will take a break.
Yeah, right look, right move by Watson. Just lost the ball going up.
And he had split the defense. If he hangs on to that, he'd be able to finish off glass pretty easy.
Yes, he would have.
Bowling Green quickly against that Bears pressure. Sam Wiles, left side 3. Same result as Carter Thompson. So 3 straight shots, 3 straight threes from that left corner for Bowling Green. And a 7-point lead now for the Bears at 20-13.
Yeah, both times Bears a little slow rotating after that pass.
Nice bounce pass, a little pocket pass from Welling to Watson. Watson can't get it to go. Bears keep it alive. A lot of hands everywhere down there right now. They're going to call that out of bounds by Tucker Watson. Good hands, good effort by the Bears to keep that alive. We saw it last night too. Good job by both teams, by the Bears, of keeping plays alive. Question maybe on whether Coach Parker called a timeout there, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, a little conversation between the official and Coach Parker. And Coach Parker comes out of that press, which has cost the Bears a couple of buckets here.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Sometimes teams get used to your press, take it off a couple possessions before you come back to it.
Colton Shank up high left side, finds a backdoor cut from Antoine Lawrence. He finds Wiles left corner 3 again. That was no good off back iron. Rebound down to Bryce Welling. Bryce Welling will bring it across for the Bears. Working against Wiles, gets it to Arnold. Now Bowling Green in a 1-3-1. Bears get into their zone offense. Tucker Miller on the right side, back to Arnold, swings to Welling. Welling finds Watson, uses a screen from Easton Kerr. Boy, he got a great look from the block. Tucker Miller with a hustle rebound. Bounce pass, Watson can't get the handle. And we're going to end up with a jump ball. So Like Tucker Watson had a nice look from the block and then a great pass from Tucker Miller. Somebody hand him a towel, let him dry those hands off, and let's get him back to hot again.
Yeah, great downstream on the middle of that zone. Got a good look, got a good offensive rebound, just couldn't convert on either situation. But again, Bears continue to get quality offensive looks.
20-7 has turned into 20-13 after a couple of threes by Bowling Green. Attack right there by Jackson. Kick to Wiles, and Wiles buries another three. So right now, 3-ball has Bowling Green in this ball game where the Bears have been in complete control. Lead down to 4. Bowling Green is going to stay in that aggressive 1-3-1. Tucker Miller gets the ball stolen away. Kipton Shank spin move stuck. Bears able to rally back on defense. Diagonal down to the baseline. Then we're going to get a foul on Tucker Miller against Clayson Gherkin. Be the first of the quarter and first against him. So Bowling Green able to rally themselves a little bit here with the 3-ball. And the Bears have gotten a lot of good looks around the paint and not capitalized, and that's coming back to haunt them a little bit right now.
It is. It's, you know, when you're constantly playing defense in transition because you don't make baskets, it just makes it that much more difficult. And for Bowling Green, it's been the opposite. They started to make baskets and got their defense set.
Sam Wiles tries to drop on the block to Kipton Shank, the sophomore Shank. It gets knocked away by Jake Arnold. Bears pick it up. They're back in offense against this 1-3-1. The Bears now need to figure out what it is they want to do against this zone. There they've got their look that they wanted. And Watson goes strong to the basket, and that's going to be pick your Bobcat on who that foul is on down low. And the foul is going to be called on Clayson Gherkin, his second, team's first of the quarter. And most importantly for the Bears, that puts Tucker Watson on the free throw line to shoot 2 at the Welling Construction free throw line. Tucker Watson comes in right around 70% on the year. 12 of the Bears' 20 so far. Back iron and no good for Watson on the free throw. So the lead temporarily stays at 4. Watson's got 12 of the Bears' 20 so far. Second free throw here for Tucker Watson. And that one is no good as well. So foul did not hurt the Bobcats as they look to push quickly and get it up the floor. Bears stay in their zone. Baseline pass to Kipton Shank, misses, gets his own rebound, and then is able to finish. 2-point lead now for the Bears. 13-point lead has been erased here with an 11-0 run by the Bobcats. Bears work against the zone. Welling, good diagonal bounce pass to Tucker Watson. He's going to go to the free throw line again. And that looked like that might have been Gherkin again with that foul. If so, that's his third. So Clayson Gherkin is probably going to go to the bench here as Kipton Shank is ready to check in for the Bobcats.
After the first couple of possessions, that 1-3-1 gave Brian trouble. He done a nice job of adjusting their last 3 possessions, getting good looks.
Hit some gaps and then they had some diagonal pass looks to their big men, and then this is what you have to do. You got to be able to finish or make free throws when you're fouled, and Watson gets the first one to go this trip.
Bowling Green likes to trap out of that 1-3-1. They figured out if you can make that first quick pass and get it to a wing, you're going to get some looks on the baseline.
Second free throw, the Welling Construction free throw line goes for Watson. 2 for 2 that trip, and a 4-point lead for the Bears with 3:40 left here in the first half. Wiles, left corner 3, good again, and that's 3 for him. And Coach Parker is going to ask the Bears how we are losing such a hot shooter as he decides to take a full timeout. Timeouts tonight brought to you by S&S Directional Boring. When it comes to your home or farm, make the smart play. From new main water and sewer lines to field drainage, S&S Directional Boring keeps things flowing underground so you can take your time out in peace. S&S does it right the first time. Call 419-630-0729 today. So Coach Meister probably talking a little adjustments down there defensively, because what's that now? Bobcats have made 5 or 6 threes here in the second quarter. I'm sorry, 4 or 5 threes here in the second quarter, and it's a 1-point lead because of that. It was 20-7 at one point. That's a 14-2 run for BG.
Yeah, and Sam Wiles has been a big part of that for Bowling Green. I think he's hit 4 out of 5 threes from the corner, and the Bears have just lost him. I mean, the 4 threes he's made, 3 of them have been uncontested. He's been able to catch, square, and shoot. So what's happening is the Bears are getting caught in a rotation when it goes from strong side to weak side, and that bottom guy is not getting out whatsoever to defend that corner shot. Now, part of that is, you and I have talked this at many games, against a matchup zone, the best way to beat it is to overload it. Well, Bowling Green's overloading the zone, but leaving the corner shooter and getting the ball to him quickly. So Bryan's going to be very aware of, if they're playing the bottom side of the zone and Wiles aside, you can't overhelp underneath.
And I think you're seeing a little bit of that height advantage that BG has, being able to throw over the top of the Bears zone too.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of deflections that way. And this 1-3-1 has definitely slowed the pace down for the Bears. They've gotten good looks, but it hasn't been as easy as what it was against the man-to-man. Arnold tried baseline, back out to Bryce Welling, back to Arnold. Thought about the three, back to Welling. Back to Arnold again. Close out by Parker. Tucker Miller, the ball gets poked away by Colton Shank. Parker Jackson Grazier is the player on the backside of the zone there for Bowling Green. Bears will try the right side of that Bowling Green zone now. Welling, Miller sets a screen. Arnold three, no good off front iron. He remains as cold as the weather from the field. Quickly up for BG. Shank's three is good, and BG just the opposite. They are unconscious from three-point range here in the second quarter. And Bowling Green now with a 2-point lead on the Golden Bears, 24-22. Arnold and Miller work up top against the zone. Tucker Miller works left side, and Welling zigs when he thought he was going to zag, and Miller throws it away on the baseline, and that zone is a little bit of a problem right now for the Golden Bears. They're going to have a little bit of time here. We're going to get through the half, 2:24 left, down by 2, but we're going to do a little talking about what we want to do against this 1-3-1.
Well, they're bothered by the fact that Bowling Green is trapping, and so the wing is coming up to try to help, but what that causes you to just to match up with their 1-3-1 look. So the Bears have to figure out how to stay in that even front offense and still be able to throw out of the trap.
Bears stay in their zone. Nice diagonal look to Kipton Shank from Colton Shank, and an easy finish.
So we talked about the Bears getting out of the press because BG got a little comfortable with it. I think the same thing in the matchup. I think we should probably take a look at playing a couple possessions of man just to force them to do something different now.
Yeah, because they've gotten pretty comfortable. They got a good idea what they like to do against this zone, and they're hurting the Bears. As Bryce Welling gets to the rim, can't get it to fall off the back iron. Rebound came down to Kipton Shank, and then we get a foul on Tucker Watson, his first. So where things were going real easy and real smooth for the Bears in the first quarter, offense has been the exact opposite here in the second. Just really struggling, and that's led to the 4-point deficit after having the 9-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Colton Shank attacks right side against Tucker Watson, and then we're going to get another foul on Tucker Watson. And that'll be Watson's second in 2 possessions there. 1:37 left here at the end of the first half. Colton Shank will go to the line, senior averaging 12 points a game, 5 boards, 4 assists. His first free throw is good. BG's extends their lead now to 5, and boy, the script really flipped, and the Bears were in complete control of this ball game, and then it's just been no scoring, and BG knocking down every 3 has completely changed the way this is going. Second free throw good from the Welling Construction free throw line, and now 13-point lead has turned into a 6-point deficit with a minute and a half left, and the Bears in a spot now where they just can't let it get any worse before they can get a break at halftime. Welling in the corner gets it to Hunter Watson. Watson back to Welling. 3-point shot right side, no good off back iron. Rebound to Hunter Watson. His shot's blocked by Shank. Watson swings to Arnold, look for the 3, shot fake. Buries the
Big
step.
shot.
The Bears needed a bucket right there. Arnold's 3 goes quickly the other way for BG, and Wiles says, I can do that too, and buries his 4th of the quarter. 12 for Wiles. He comes in averaging 8 points a game. Lead back 6. Bears need another bucket here. Under a minute left in the half.
At some point, we got to find number 5.
Bears swing it. Welling trying to get a bounce pass inside. Bears try to set that little screen right there. We're going to get a moving screen on Cooper Beltran, trying to set a screen to free up Rhett McGill. That'll be the Bears' 4th of the quarter. First on Beltran, and give Bowling Green another possession here with a 41.8 left on the first half clock.
Yeah, we see the Bears, I think, switch to their man defense.
Boy, and Jackson Grazier just blew through the Bryan defense. Little hesitation, dribble up top. He blew by the Bryan defenders, went to the glass and finished, and that lead is 8. And Bears at a point here with 30 seconds. You'd like to see them get the last shot and a made bucket, so you got some time to regroup in at halftime.
They've got the Bears on their heels defensively. They look almost hesitant to play defense right now.
Yeah, and I'm like you. I think maybe you just got to mix up something defensively here just to give a different look. You got bad matchups, but the Bears played some man-to-man defense last night against a really athletic Evergreen team and did a nice job with it. Good ball movement there. Got a great look for Cooper Beltran. He can't get the 6-footer to go. Bowling Green quickly the other way, up ahead to Shank. Back to Kipton Shank. He finds Kenton Shank, top of the key. Colton Shank now with the ball. And then we're going to get Hunter Watson called for the body, and that's going to put Colton Shank at the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws. Chance to get this 8-point lead to a 10-point lead, and just about as bad as the second quarter could have gone for the Bears at this point.
Yeah, I believe the second quarter started off that we scored the first basket of the quarter.
We were up 16-7. We got it to 20-7, and from there it's been a 26-5 run for Bowling Green. And I'm not good at math, but that's not good for anybody. First free throw for Colton Shank is up and good. Senior's got 11 now, comes in averaging 12, so chance to get to his average at the half and match teammate Sam Wiles, who's got 4 threes and 12 points so far, all here in the second quarter. That free throw doesn't go. Board to Beltran, quickly to Watson. He gets off the half-court shot. No good left. So Bowling Green going to take a 9-point lead in at the half after having a 9-point deficit at the end of the first quarter. I don't think there's any coach that's going to turn down an 18-point swing in a quarter, and the Bears have got to go in and do a little regrouping about how they want to handle things on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, defensively to me is where they're going to have to make the biggest adjustment. I mean, offensively, they're still getting good looks. They need to make some baskets, obviously, but sometimes that's going to come and go. Defensively, to me, is where my concern is, to watch what Bowling Green did in the second quarter, and we didn't really adjust to some of the things they wanted to do. And then we started playing real tentatively on defense, and that's just not a good combo.
No, the Bears are going to have to go in and find some things. You know, they are going to have the ball to come out at the half. I know that's not the same as a football thing here. It's 2 points or 3 points, but they've got to find a way to come out and win that first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half and get themselves back in this game, hoping that halftime will cool off that shooting from Bowling Green a little bit.
Yeah, and they're just going to have to find a way to make sure they match up with their shooters. You know, Wiles comes out and he hits 4 threes. It's an 11-point game. I mean, that truly is a difference because he was a non-factor the first quarter. In fact, the first couple of shots he took, I didn't even know they came close to the rim. And all of a sudden, he got his feet squared. He made one, and then we just let him go, and he got all kinds of open looks. So, again, it's just little things like that that add up to a lot of big things at the end of the game.
All right, well, we are at the half here at Bryan. Bears had a 16-7 first quarter lead. That evaporated into a 34-25 deficit here at the half. We're going to work on some stats, come back here right after this break on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
If you served, you may qualify for VA health care, even if you were denied before. New rules recognize burn pit and toxic exposure claims. We can help you apply, understand benefits, and access the care you've earned. Let us help protect your health. Today and for the future, contact us to see how we can help. Williams County Veterans Service Office. Veterans serving veterans.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
All right, back here at halftime, the Golden Bears trail the Bobcats from Bowling Green 34-25 and some non-conference action here on a Saturday night. Coach Meister, we got stats ready to talk about from the first half.
We do have stats for the Bowling Green Bobcats. 12 for 26 overall in shooting, 5 for 12 from the 2, and outstanding 7 for 14 from the 3, especially considering they missed their first 6.
Oh my goodness.
3 for 4 from the free throw line, 3 turnovers, 13 rebounds, 5 points off the bench. For the Golden Bears, 10 for 21 overall, 9 for 18 from the 2, 1 for 3 from the 3, 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Bears turned over 6 times, 14 rebounds. They have not had any bench scoring. We can look at individual scoring in a second.
In a second, I like the sound of that. Well, we know on the BG side they've been led by Sam Wiles, the junior, him and his 4 threes to get 12 points here in the first half, and then senior Colton Shanks got 11, and the average is normally 12. So how's the rest of the crew look?
All right, now we've got him. For Bowling Green, Sam Wiles, you said, led him with 12, Colton Shank with 11, Kipton Shank with 6, Carter Thompson with 3, Parker Jackson Grazier with 2 will round out the scoring for Bowling Green for a total of 34. For the Golden Bears, Tucker Watson with 14, Bryce Welling with 6, Jake Arnold with 5. And that will be the 3 players that scored for the Bears for their total of 25.
So Tucker Watson still a bright spot for the Bears offensively. Really great start for him. 21 big points last night at Evergreen in that big league win. Got him started, got what they wanted early. I think that probably was a little bit to do with why BG went to the zone. A, they could trap and they're long, and that's tough to find some passing angles. And B, it made it a lot harder to give Tucker some open space around the basket. It took Bryce Welling's drive away a little bit more with somebody always back there rim protecting for the Bobcats. So they got the Bears out of their comfort zone the way they were playing early there in the first quarter, and now the Bears have got to be, as they sit inside in the locker room, coming up with a way to attack this 1-3-1 to get themselves back into a rhythm offensively.
They did. The 2 things out of that 1-3-1 zone that caused Bryan trouble was, like I said, they trapped out of that zone. That forced Bryan to step up a wing, and so all of a sudden you had a 3-front zone against a 3-front defense, and that's just really tough to handle that situation like that. Now, because of Bowling Green's length, they also get in the passing lane, so it wasn't a necessity how Bryan adjusted to that. But their guards are going to have to handle it. They're going to have to be able to beat the trap and keep us in an even front zone. On the inside, or excuse me, on the defensive end for Bryan, just got to find shooters. I mean, it's that simple. You know, we talked about Wild, what a hot start he was. You know, he's coming in averages 7.5 a game. He's got 12.5. But coming in, the scouting report also said he was probably their most consistent outside shooter. So that's something where defensively you have to recognize, know where the shooter's at, and force somebody else to make a 3.
All right, well, Van Wert, they look like Van Wert to me. Had a little bit of a flashback there myself. Bowling Green's back on the floor here at the half. Brian Arnold and Tim Meister with you on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, talk some more adjustments for both teams, see if we can find some out-of-town scores from other ball games going on in the area. We'll be right back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Allie Held Herman is a 2004 Bryan graduate and former Lady Bear basketball player. Allie tragically passed away in 2021, but she saved the lives of many others through organ donation. Allie's family encourages you to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor.
Our mom gave the gift of life. She is a hero. We love you, Mom.
High school boys basketball action brought to you tonight by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. Got some halftime here. Sorry, we've got some out-of-town scores to bring to you, thanks to our trusty out-of-town scores guru, Matthew Clark. Girls final from today, a big one we talked about earlier. The Bryan Lady Bears knocked off Liberty Benton 48-40. Huge win for the Lady Bears with tournament vote coming up next weekend. Liberty Benton almost a lock as the #1 seed in the Bears part of the tournament bracket, so that'll open some eyes for the area. Paulding knocked off Continental 52-16. Miller City beat Wayne Trace 59-24. We scrimmaged Miller City earlier this year, and that is a really good girls basketball team. Napoleon beat Clay 55-17. OG beat Perrysburg 60-35. OG's at 19-0 right now on the season. Toledo Whitmer beat Delta 61-43. Morenci, Michigan beat Evergreen 50-37. Eden beat Hilltop 39-36. And one boys score right now at the end of 3 quarters. Liberty Center leads Fairview 47-36. Liberty Center coming off of that loss to PH last night, so the Tigers trying to get back on track. So Coach Meister, we got about a minute and a half left here. Those out-of-town scores brought to you by WBNO and WQCT. No one covers William County sports like 100.9. Follow the Golden Bears all season long on 96.5 and listen on air, online, or WBNO, WQCT.com. Both teams on the floor. Right now, I think the biggest question is, what are the Bears going to do defensively to find shooters, and then finding some good looks for themselves offensively?
Yeah, defensively for the Bears, I agree with what you had said. We have to mix it up. I don't think we can go any more of maybe 3 or 4 minutes at a time of playing the same defense. I'd like to see a little mix-up of a man. And again, I know that matchup zone has been really good for us all year, but you saw what happened when BG got comfortable. And then just finishing shots because we had good looks. If you're Bowling Green, I'm going to be shocked if I see anything except them coming out in that 1-3-1 and continue to trap. Because until we show that we can be effective against that, I can't see them coming out of it. And I think he's going to tell us kids we got to take that second quarter and play the third and fourth identical to what we played in the second.
Yeah, Bears got to find a way to get momentum, build momentum right away here. 9-point deficit to start the third quarter for the Golden Bears, down 34-25 on the main stop scoreboard. So they've got to find a way. They got the first possession.
Right.
You've got one of the BG players, Gluckler's got 20, number 21, has 3 fouls. I don't know that it makes a huge difference. They're leading scorers. Neither one have a foul apiece. But find a way to be aggressive and do something to get momentum flipped here if you're the Golden Bears.
You know, basketball is a game of runs, and teams are successful. They find out how to keep those runs short, and they find out how to make a run to their own. And this is exactly what the situation they're in.
And there's that quick trap out of the 1-3-1. Bryce Welling dribbles through Kenton Shank and draws the foul on him on the sideline. His first, Bowling Green's first of the quarter. So one question to answer there right away as BG stayed in that 1-3-1 and trapped immediately out of it.
Yeah. And, you know, when you make the wing entry pass, that makes that trap easy. I'd like to see the Bears at least put someone in the high post to run a guard through. Maybe make their entry pass to the middle of the floor instead of a wing to allow the trap.
Jake Arnold tries the top, finds Bryce Welling. Right baseline, finds Tucker Watson back up top. Tucker Watson had it at the high post, but he drew a lot of attention there, not able to square up and look at the basket. Bryce Welling throws it off Kipton Shank, but it comes back up and hits him and goes out of bounds. So nothing to show for the first possession for the Bears as they turn it over. Looks like the Bears are still in that matchup zone, just an extension to the shooter. BG recognizes, gets the ball to Kipton Shank, out to Kenton Shank, poked away to Colton Shank. Got them all right in a row, Coach Meister.
Shank to Shank to Shank. Shank you very much.
Kipton Shank, spin move, kicks to Gluckler. Bounce pass back to Shank, hands off to his brother, finishes off glass. And it's just too easy right now for Bowling Green offensively in the half court. The length is tough enough to defend, but they've figured out this zone from the Bears. Tucker Miller has it left side, gets a screen from Tucker Watson against the top of the zone. Arnold with the lob inside to Watson, poked away by Colton Shank on the baseline. Bears will have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Arnold will inbound, gets it into Watson, away from the right elbow, back into Arnold. Skip to Tucker Miller. Miller has it now up top.
Look how far Bryan's starting their offense. I mean, they're starting at 26, 27 feet from the basket. It's tough to be effective that way.
Great attack, cannot get the finish off glass. Down to Rhett McGill. He can't get the reverse layup to go. Ball poked out of bounds. He'll stay with the Bears. Colton Shank knocked it out of Watson's hands, but layup, miss for the Bears again. They're getting good looks. They've got to find a way to capitalize, especially down 11 here early in the second half. Arnold gets it to Welling, backside. Well, it looked like a little bit of contact there, but no whistle. BG quickly the other way. Kenton Shank tries to find twin Colton Shank on the backside, poked out of bounds by Jake Arnold. So BG will inbound underneath their own basket. 11-point lead here for the Bobcats early in the third quarter. Main stop scoreboard. Colton Shank right at Tucker Watson. Can't get it to go. Poked out by Gleckler. Jake Arnold deflects that pass out of bounds. BG will keep possession here in the half court.
BG has certainly become a little more active on the offensive glass.
And the Bears had their chance when BG was a little sleepy early, and they were not able to capitalize on enough good looks. And then once BG got awake and hot from three, this game changed completely. Long diagonal skip. Shank to Shank, no good, off the side of the board. Rebound and run out for Rhett McGill. Slows it down, drops it off to Jake Arnold behind him. Bounce pass, Tucker Miller. Boy, he caught it right under the hoop and never even looked up at the hoop.
Yeah, Tucker should have really looked to score there.
I think that's a little bit of that length of BG is just messing with the Bears. Welling gets the defender in the air, attacks, gets it to Tucker Watson. Tucker Watson back on the board. Nice bounce pass by Welling. Good finish by Watson.
Real good look by Bryce there.
The Bears need some stops now. Kenton Shank down to Kipton Shank. He works against Tucker Miller, through Tucker Miller. Ball gets poked out. Bryce Welling hustling for the ball. Clayson Gherkin is going to get called for his fourth foul, and he's had a couple of just tough luck hustle fouls.
Yeah, he has.
Kind of wrong place, wrong time. He's going to be like, man, forget this place. I don't want to come back to Bryan again.
It looks like one of the adjustments the Bears have made, and I really like it, is they're not going to double in on the post. They're going to say, Bowling Green, if you're going to beat us by throwing it inside and scoring on us, because BG hasn't been all that effective in the paint out of their half-court offense.
After Cito checks in for the Bears, immediately hoists a three, can't get it to go. Rebound up quickly to Kenton Shank, and he'll throw down the dunk left-handed out in front. Great run out. I've been impressed. BG looks to get it out and go. They like to get it in transition. And that time, I believe it was a Shank to Shank with a dunk on the back end coming off of that long rebound. Welling's to probe, gets to the right elbow, falls down, but finds Cito, three short again. And a quick run out again. Kenton Shank tries the dunk again. This one off back iron, long rebound out to Welling. So couldn't capitalize back to back. But a couple easy run-outs there for Bowling Green. Bryce Welling tries to force it in to Tucker Watson, picked up by Cito, and then Cito throws it away on the backside, trying to find Rhett McGill, and the Bears just all kinds of discombobulated right now.
They're a little scattered. They're a little frayed. I think at this point you may want to just kind of collectively bring them back in, take a breath. Let's think about what got us in our lead in the first half. So look for Coach Parker maybe to use a timeout here in the next couple possessions if things don't turn.
Kipton Shank to Sam Wiles. Antoine Lawrence with the ball into the ball into the ball game for Bowling Green. Lawrence probes middle. His pass deflected by Jake Arnold. Colton Shank picks it up behind the back pass to brother Kipton, and a nice finish for Kipton. Boy, Colton Shank has been impressive tonight.
He has been tremendous.
Bowling Green stays in zone, now shows more of a 2-3 zone. Bears work around the perimeter. McGill to Cito. Arnold has it up top now. The Bears took a minute there to recognize what they were seeing. Arnold and Welling playing catch. Bears need to get something going offensively towards the basket. Yeah, and Coach Parker agrees. He's going to take a 30-second timeout. Let's take one hit with them here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
is being renovated for the next generation, transforming it into a welcoming, accessible space where performances and events can be comfortably enjoyed. The $6.2 million project adds lobby and backstage space, new seating, lights and sound system, accessibility, and additional parking. Because here in Bryan, art connects us. Your support, big or small, makes a lasting impact, inspiring generations to come. Donate and learn more at bryanarts.org.
Bears coming out of that 30-second SNS directional boring timeout. Coach Parker trying to implore his troops to get into some offense. Great screen. Rhett McGill frees up Tucker Watson. Tucker Watson finishes. He's got 18 of the Bears' 29, but BG still leads by 11, 40-29 on the main stop scoreboard.
We'll come back to this, but if I'm Bryan, I think I'm going to run that set every time.
Colton Shank, three-pointer, line drive off the front of the iron, rebound by Tucker Watson. First time in a while, Colton Shank hasn't done something right. Jake Arnold bounce pass to Cito, back to Arnold, steps through, tries to get some contact, ball gets poked away, and then we're going to have it tied up on the floor. And that jump ball will go to Bowling Green.
It's tough to get your shot up when the opponent has both arms wrapped around your chest.
Got into a little bit of a crowd there, got tied up, ended up on the floor, turnover to the Bears, or for the Bears. Yep. Now Bowling Green will bring it back the other way.
That's frustrating. That's don't like to see that.
Lawrence to Shank, Great ball fakes, great ball movement, just a lot of good right there offensively by the Bobcats. They really moved the ball well.
See both coaches start to get a little frustrated with the inside play.
Yeah, not a lot of whistles inside. Now these guys did the game early today, and they've got a little bit of a drive home, so they don't want to be here any longer than they have to be.
I will say they have been consistent. I mean, it hasn't been one way or the other. It's just been how they've called it.
Yeah, it was pretty consistent from earlier because I think both coaches were frustrated earlier.
They were
too. So. Yep. But it's been physical, and it's been both ways. That ball gets blocked out of bounds by Tucker Watson. Carter Thompson has checked in for BG. He got that shot blocked out of bounds. Tucker Miller will check in for Bryce Welling. Hunter Watson has checked in for Asher Cito. 2:05 left here in the third quarter. BG by 11, 40-29. Inbound high to Ashton Lawrence. Kicks to Colton Shank. Gets it to Kipton Shank. Working against Tucker Watson. Gets it to his left shoulder. Nice finish off glass.
Tough shot.
It was a real tough shot.
Good defense by Tucker Watson. He really did exactly what he should have done. Tip your hat to the offense.
Arnold will try a three, short off iron to the right, no good. Colton Shank goes to the basket, tries an up and under, can't get it to go. Rebound by Tucker Miller. He gets it up to head to Arnold. Back to Miller on the trail. His three, no good off front iron. Battle on the backside. Ball goes out of bounds off of Lawrence for BG, so Bryan will keep the ball.
Bears have not shot the three ball real well again tonight.
No, I think Arnold has the only make. And it's just that make as Arnold will fake the three. Bounce pass. McGill backside, and McGill will finish. Get fouled and go to the line. Good penetration by Arnold. Nice bounce pass on the baseline. Good strong finish by Rhett McGill, and he'll go to the free throw line here for the first time tonight. First bucket for McGill.
Finally good to see our guard go north and south instead of east and west. Great job by Jake Arnold getting inside that zone and creating a nice shot opportunity for Rhett McGill.
Free throw is good for McGill at the Welling Construction free throw line. Lead at 10. Bears need stops. Be nice to cut into this by a couple possessions here before the end of the quarter.
Absolutely.
Minute 10 left here on the main stop scoreboard. Shank to Lawrence to Jackson. Bounce pass to Kipton Shank. Well, they're putting on a clinic right now against this zone from the Bears.
Yeah, Bears are just they're not keeping them in front of them. They're just allowing too much interior penetration with dribble.
Two Shanks have 25 tonight for the Bobcats. And Tucker Watson fed by Jake Arnold. Nice flash from the right elbow. Watson will be fouled and go to the free throw line again for the Bears.
So we talked a little earlier about that set play. I think when you're a coach, it's sometimes easy to run a set play and score, and so I'm going to come back to that. I think at some point in the game you go, I'm going to run that thing until they stop it. And Bryan screened that middle guy of the zone, and they have gotten a look every single time. Until Bowling Green adjusts to it, I'm going to at least give that possession give that set a look every half-court possession we have.
First free throw for Watson is no good. He'll get his second shot. That one is short off front iron, no good. Comes out to Carter Thompson. 12-point lead. BG trying to add. Lawrence got a little bit out of control, tries to throw it to a cutting Thompson, but it was out of bounds off the Bears. So 37.3 left here in the third quarter. BG with a 12-point lead and the ball out of bounds. Thrown up high to Kipton Shank. He goes by. Nice pass to Thompson. Kicks to Lawrence. Corner three. I'm just about surprised that shot didn't go in the way BG has moved the ball and found some good shots. Backside, Rhett McGill came down with that rebound and he's fouled. And as that is the fifth foul of the quarter, so Rhett McGill has a chance to go get a couple of free throws here as soon as the officials recognize.
Right now the Bears are 7 for 16 from the free throw line. Again, this is a situation where you got a chance to cut in the lead. You're getting your stuff to the free throw line, but boy, you got to finish possessions off with made free throws.
I think there are just 2 Bears this year shooting over 60% from the free throw line, and the Bears as a team don't get there very often, but boy, they don't capitalize as McGill misses that first one.
18 free throws for 3 quarters, I think is a pretty nice job of getting yourself to the line.
Yeah, they've got to the line more. Yeah, got to the line more tonight than I can remember most of the season, and just have not been able to capitalize as McGill gets the second to go. BG's lead at 11, 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. Parker Grazier brings it across half court. BG's going to try to hold up high and get the last shot here. Kipton Shank over to Parker. He penetrates, that ball's knocked away by Jake Arnold, picked up by Tucker Miller, gets it poked away. Ends up in the hands of Colton Shank, and he'll slam that one as the Bears turn it over again. Poised for a three at the end of the quarter, no good, and that's how we will end the third with the Bears trailing by 13. A little sloppy with the basketball in the backcourt. We'll take a break here and be back with fourth quarter action on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
About ready to start fourth quarter action here from Bryan, with Bowling Green opening up a 13-point lead on the Bears, 46-33 on the Main Stop scoreboard. Main Stop's open when you need them. You're always near a Main Stop. Don't forget Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Welling, Watson, Miller, Arnold, and McGill on the floor for the Bears. And ball finds Jake Arnold. Jake Arnold finds the bottom of the net for a three. 10-point lead now, and the Bears have got to do something quickly here in the fourth quarter if they're going to get back into this game, and they remain in their zone. Colton Shank up top, being harassed by Arnold, skips it over to Parker, and he turns it over. Tucker Watson picks it up, gets it to Welling. Welling picks up his dribble, skip to Arnold, back to Welling. And the Bears are in their offense. McGill left side. McGill, I think, just took the 1-3 last night and made it. That's another shooter that the Bears need to get going. And there's one where I think one too many passes. Rhett McGill had a chance to knock that down, tried to give it up to Tucker Watson instead, and Tucker Watson had the ball taken away from him inside. So
yeah, it's twice.
A nice transition there for BG. It leads to a bucket by Wiles. He has 14
and
now.
And
then Tucker Watson has that one thrown back at him by Kipton Shank. Sophomore rejects that. He's got it outside the three-point line. Jump stop. Gets a nice soft roll off the back iron. I'll tell you what, the Bears don't get that roll off their home iron very often.
No. For a sophomore, that's a heck of a play, too.
And that's 15 for the senior Colton Shank and 14 for the sophomore Kipton Shank. Tucker Miller's three-pointer no good, but he tips it over to Rhett McGill, who gets that offensive rebound and gets it to go. Nice hustle there by Tucker Miller to keep that alive.
At the beginning of the quarter, I wanted to say if Bryan could get it at the 4-minute mark to 8 or 7, I would feel pretty good about we still have a chance. They just can't give up the easy baskets like they have been. They had 2 turnovers where they got the turnover, they turned it right back over, and BG scored. That's a big swing.
Behind the back again by Colton Shank. Now he's just showing off. Finds his brother. Baseline jumper no good. Good check out there by the Bears. Defensive rebound to Watson. Arnold gets it up ahead to Miller. Bounce pass into Welling. Welling draws a lot of crowd there. The shot gets blocked, but he chases it down into the corner. Might have double dribbled, but he finds Tucker Watson. Nice little bounce pass, and Tucker Watson fouled again. Go back to the Welling Construction free throw line. And Coach Roth from Bowling Green would like an explanation about why that wasn't a double dribble. But he's asking the wrong guy. I saw that guy today. I don't say this as one of those like Tri-State Vision things. That guy wore glasses in the first game.
Literally, it's a fact.
He's not wearing glasses this game. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying. First free throw at the Welling Construction free throw line goes for Tucker Watson.
I've always said facts are facts. They bother people. That's not your fault.
It's not my fault. I'm just reporting the truth.
There's a level of journalism we have to uphold.
Absolutely. I was here. I am my own source. I saw it happen. Watson knocks them both down at the free throw line. Senior has 20. Got it. Back-to-back 20 burgers for Tucker Watson.
This is a big possession for the Bears. I mean, they have to get it under 10. I want to see how BG responds because right now they're playing pretty loosey-goosey.
Tucker Miller 3, and it's good.
Huge. That's huge.
7-point lead now for Bowling Green. Bears showing a little bit of life here in the fourth quarter. Colton Shank's diagonal to Kenton Shank. Makes a run down the lane. Threw that wildly. Saved by Wiles to Arnold. He'll attack.
Nice move.
At Colton Shank, and boy, making layups just not something we like to do. That ball's intercepted again by Arnold in the backcourt. He slides and he hits the end line. Well, he didn't give you a timeout. Bears tried to get a timeout when Arnold picked that off. Boy, that layup would have gotten it to 5.
It's okay, though.
It's still at 7. Yep. Bears are showing some good energy here. A lot of time left. 4:54 on the clock.
Bears are making all the right plays. At some point, those baskets are going to go. They just keep making the plays defensively.
Hopefully before he graduates. Bowling Green in the half court. Lawrence now swings it to Shank. Shank to Cutting Shank. He's going to try a 15-footer. Boy, you're going to give that shot up all night.
Yes,
after
you
what
are.
They've been making. And that was Kenton Shank who wanted to get in on the action. He has just 4. His other 2 brothers have combined for 29. So at least we've done
nice
that. Great
pass.
Bryce Welling finds Rhett McGill. Nice little wraparound bounce pass. McGill now with 8. Welling another good assist. Wiles 3, no good, but rebound backside by Kipton Shank. Spin move. Bryce Welling's going to get whistled for that foul right there as Shank misses the shot, but he's going to go to the Welling Construction free throw line. Well, that may not be a bad timeout there for the Bears either to get a break and get their rest of the legs a little bit. Full timeout. We're going to take one with them here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School, we're in an S&S directional boring timeout. When it comes to your home or farm, make the smart play from new main water and sewer lines to field drainage. S&S directional boring keeps things flowing underground so you can take your time out in peace. S&S does it the right way the first time. Call 419-630-0729. So BG's going to be at the line shooting 2, leading by 7. Bears have made a little bit of a run here, but again, got to take advantage of opportunities, and the Bears could be closer, but they're showing a lot of energy and a lot of fight right now.
They did such a great job of creating turnovers and getting it from 10 to 7. Got another turnover, couldn't finish. Got another turnover, couldn't finish. And at some point, you just got to finish those plays. But kudos to them for their tremendous effort and putting themselves in a position to do it.
Sophomore Kipton Shank's first free throw is no good.
We said we wanted to 8 by the 4-minute mark, and regardless of this, it's going to be there. So Bears give themselves a chance.
Line drive free throw is good, and the lead is 8 for Bowling Green. 4:07 left here in the game. Bears bring it up against, looks like some man-to-man now for Bowling Green, and this is, I think, what the Bears want to see.
Absolutely.
They were very good against the man-to-man earlier. Tucker Watson's got it up top, hands off to Jake Arnold. Arnold works against Lawrence. He's going to try a turnaround jump shot, free throw line, no good off front iron, chased down by Shank. Tough shot. I think that's what we need to find. If they're going to go man-to-man, we got to find some touches for Tucker Watson.
I believe so, yep.
And then let the offense run through him. Bears stay in their zone. Kenton Shank up top. Quickly to Wiles. Colton Shank will try a 3. That rattled. Boy, that was down and came back out. And then we're going to get a foul on Antoine Lawrence for Bowling Green, chasing that rebound with Tucker Watson. Bears dodge a bullet there. Shank was pretty wide open. He's been good tonight, and that one was all but down as it popped back out.
Might be a good omen because those have typically went in against us, so might be a good omen.
Right elbow to McGill. Fade pass to Arnold. Arnold works against Lawrence, gets it to Tucker Miller. Tucker Watson out to Arnold. Arnold try right side, jump stop, gets a little bunny to go over the top of Colton Shank.
Great job by Jacob playing off 2 feet, being real composed there.
Kenton Shank right at Tucker Watson. Boy, Tucker Watson, that should be a jump ball. He shot it right into his hands. But instead, the official this afternoon, who made a lot of shaky calls, makes another one tonight. So that's going to put Kenton Shank at the line shooting 2.
It's interesting because the explanation gave Coach Parker was the defender was moving. Well, the defender can move.
The defender can move. It's still going to be a jump ball. Doesn't matter if the defender's moving or not.
Yeah, people forget, theoretically, that defender has a right to his position all the way to the ceiling. The offense can't create the contact. So, tough call on Tucker Watson. I thought he played that very well.
He made the same poor call this morning in that game against one of the Bryan defenders, who did a nice job giving ground, just kept their arms straight up. The offensive player initiated contact. He blew the whistle and blew the call at the same time. Only 1 free throw goes, so the lead stays at 7 for Bowling Green. Bears have a chance to cut into that again, and they need to score every time down. Tucker Watson to Arnold. Passes up the 3 for the elevator to Tucker Miller. Tucker Miller turns it over, has it taken away by Colton Shank. Tried to get that one into Tucker Watson. Shank just a little bit too long there. Took that pass away. Kipton Shank to Kenton Shank. Now Colton Shank. Now the Bears got to get into some man because Bowling Green trying to spread it out at the 2:20 mark.
And that's what I say. The Bears have to be aggressive in the foul. They've got to give at least 3 to get them on the line.
And there's the 3rd team foul. 2nd on Tucker Miller. Bears got a match up at this point. Turnovers and missed shots at the inopportune times for the Golden Bears tonight. And a good run in the 2nd quarter by BG to flip the script on this ball game. Bears in man. Rhett McGill close to the takeaway. Ken Shank goes to the rim. We're going to get a foul called on Tucker Miller, so have a chance as an and 1. Tucker Miller picks up his 3rd. That's the Bears' 4th, so BG shooting the rest of the way regardless. Kenton Shank at the line. That one's good, and he has 8. So Colton Shank with 15, Kenton Shank with 8, and Kipton Shank with 15. So 38 for the Shank crew tonight here against the Bears. 57-47, BG with the lead. Bears working against this Bowling Green man-to-man. Rhett McGill is going to go to the free throw line. I believe that one's going to go on Kipton Shank. Try to shoot a little fadeaway in the paint. We get a foul called on Kenton Shank, number 3, his 2nd.
It brings back flashbacks. Both coaches are living and dying with every call now.
Yep.
It's like coaches never look young when they get old.
First free throw for McGill was around the rim and out. And Coach Roth is trying to figure out. I think they got the wrong shank. Yeah, there they go. I thought it was Kipton Shank too, 25, but pick a shank, take a shank. Either way, it's going to be the first. Yeah, one foul now. It'll be the first foul on Brother Kipton. Neither free throw goes for Rhett McGill. The Bears continue to struggle from the free spot. Bears in man-to-man. Kipton Shank working against Rhett McGill.
Got to be a 5 count.
Boy, it's got to be. Rhett McGill pokes it away. Lawrence chases it down. And we're going to get a bump called on the Bears, either Welling or Miller.
Yeah, good call.
Yep, that's going to be called on Bryce Welling, and that'll put Colton Shank at the free throw line for Bowling Green. Third foul on Welling. 1:36 left. Bowling Green with a 10-point lead. Bears showed a little bit of a spurt there in the fourth quarter. Just going to be not quite enough here unless some kind of miracle can happen in the last 96 seconds. Shank's first free throw is no good. 15, 15, and 14 leading scores for the Bobcats, followed by an 8 up there. Good balance out of the crew from Wood County tonight. Second one goes, lead back to 11 for Bowling Green. Arnold bluffs a handoff, gets it to the baseline, hands off to Welling, back to Arnold. Gonna hoist the 3, no good off front iron. Top of the backboard, no good.
Oh, nice play.
And Jake Arnold knocks down Lawrence's pass, goes right back to Lawrence. That's pretty much the way the ball bounces for the Bears. That one ends up in the Bears' hands. Welling to Miller. Miller's going to attack all the way to the block. Gets that poked away. He finds Arnold in the corner. Three-pointer is good for 3. For Jake Arnold, makes the 3 from the corner.
Okay.
Gets it back to an 8-point ball game with a minute left. If you can find somebody that struggles from the free throw line, some quick fouls if you can't get turnovers, a 3-point shot is a equalizer in basketball.
And just as important right now for Coach Parker and his kids is the situation, because you're going to run into this again. You'll run into it maybe in a league game, maybe in a sectional game where you have a chance to win a tournament game or get the district, where it maybe not be an 8-point lead, but it's a situation where we have to execute. Who's the foul shooter? Where do we want the ball to go? Who do we not want to touch it? These are important things for a young team to grasp and learn. So this last minute is extremely important. Win or lose, it's just a great time for them to live through this.
And that's why it's such a good thing to have Coach Meister up here as I watch this, kind of living and dying with the coaches. To keep this all in great perspective, this is a good teaching moment.
Who are you kidding? You are not keeping this.
This is like watching the Levitard show. Turn your mic on. For God's sakes. Let's go, Greg.
I haven't had my glasses on, so I've misread like 3 stats. I don't have my mic on. Yeah, I'm a mess. It's
Hey, we even started this game an hour earlier for you.
Oh.
Got you out of the retirement home just a little bit earlier than we normally
the problem. Curfew with the nursing home's like 7:15. I'm worried I'm going to be late.
Maybe it's dinner time. I thought maybe your sugar was low or something.
Yeah.
And the Bears do not run with Kipton Shank. And there'll be another Shank dunk tonight. The Shanks will be sending Christmas cards to the Bryan defense this year for their highlight reel. Arnold's pass gets deflected and picked off by Kipton Shank. BG will hold now to be fouled. Diagonal to Wiles. Wiles has been quiet here in the second half, but his first half pretty much got Bowling Green back into this ball game. He was huge.
Yep. He was tremendous in the first half and knocking down threes. That really spread our defense out and kind of got us a little bit flustered.
Tucker Watson will pick up that foul, his 4th. Again, Tucker Watson, back-to-back great nights for the Bears. 21 last night in the win at Evergreen. He's got 20 right now for the Bears. 41-point weekend for the big senior. That's great to see for him.
It is, yep.
First free throw for Wiles is good. Second free throw also good. Lead back to 12 for Bowling Green. 36.3 left on the main stop scoreboard. Bears work it across. Arnold will try another 3. That one is no good off front iron. Comes down to Colton Shank. Lawrence works it ahead to Wiles. To Kipton Shank. Kipton Shank trapped in the corner. And then they're going to call the 30-second timeout. Coach Ross saving the turnover right there. So quick 30-second timeout taken. 17.7 left. BG with the ball in a 12-point lead when we come out of the timeout. Talked about it already. Look at the scoreboard. Just look at the good balance for Bowling Green. Sophomore Kipton Shank kind of had a slow start, but he's at 17 now, just one over his average. His brother, senior Colton Shank, at 16. That's 4 over his average. And then number 5, Sam Wiles, the junior, those 4 threes, has 16 points, and that puts him at 8 points. He doubled up his average on the year. And you've also got number 3, Kenton Shank, the third of the Shanks, at 8 points, right at his season average. So if you're Coach Roth, after coming off a tough loss last night to a really good Perrysburg team, you got to be happy with the way your kids responded on the road here in Bryan.
Especially after the first quarter. And they looked sluggish. They looked like they were just a team that wasn't going to move the basketball very much.
BG
Boy,
throws it
great
in.
adjustment.
I don't know if they're just trying to get the ball in a better spot to inbound, but they call a full timeout here. We're going to take it with them on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Right back here at Bryan. Under 20 seconds left. BG with a 12-point lead. They're going to come out of a full timeout right here. They inbounded it towards half court, caught it, called an immediate timeout again. So I don't know if they wanted a different angle. Coach is working hard on drawing something up there. He's up 12, not down 12. So
I think sometimes these situations, again, coaches want to work.
Maybe what you said earlier.
They want to work on something, yeah. They may run into this situation down the road.
If so, good on Coach Roth and his staff to try to work against what could be a late game denial situation by a team. Bears in man, inbound into Colton Shank, and BG just uses the advantage of 6'3" over 5'11" to get the ball inbounded right there.
Yeah, because Bryan really played that well.
BG is going to dribble it out. Come on the road here to Bryan tonight, get a 12-point win after being down 9 at the end of the first quarter. So really good response from Coach Roth's crew after a tough first quarter. Some big shooting there by junior Sam Wiles in the second quarter made a huge difference and got the Bobcats to swing things. An 18-point win, I guess you'd call it, in the second quarter to take a 9-point deficit to a 9-point lead to the half, and then really never turned around. I think the Bears had it to 6. Had a 6 or 7 and had a layup to get it to 5 or 4. And didn't make the layup, didn't get the next one out of the next turnover either, and then weren't able to get it any closer from there. So I think if you were the Bryan coaching staff, the Bryan team, you can look at a lot of positives from this weekend. You know, the 4 quarters you played last night at Evergreen, the best 4 quarters you played all year. You play that first quarter in here tonight. That's 5 really good quarters in a row. You just got to find a way to maintain. And when you're young and you're inexperienced, and I say young, and I don't want anybody to think I'm devaluing those 2 seniors that start. Cooper Beltran that comes off the bench. None of those guys played varsity basketball last year. Everybody on this floor is young when it comes to experience of playing varsity basketball. Now, we're 3 quarters of the way through the season, so there are no freshmen, there are no sophomores. You're all players at this point. You've all played your minutes.
Right.
But you know, all these situations are different. All these back-to-back, 3 straight or 4 straight back-to-back Friday, Saturday nights for the boys. You know, it's a lot of learning, and it's a big learning curve, and it's all testing in real time. So they're getting an opportunity, and I think there were more positives than negatives out of this weekend for the Golden Bears.
Oh, I would say 100%. You look at tonight's game, Bryan made their run in the first quarter. Bowling Green made their run in the second quarter. Bowling Green's run in the second quarter was better than Bryan's run in the first quarter, because really quarters 3 and 4, they played about even. You know, so just one of those things where I think a little bit of Bowling Green's length and athleticism really caused Bryan some problems, but they did a nice job of adjusting in the second half. They made a run there in the fourth quarter. That's something where, be a good question to ask you. You've seen them more than I have. If this was game 6 or 7 of the year, and that was the situation in the fourth quarter, I'm thinking that team at that point of the year might not be capable of making plays and hanging in and giving themselves a chance to truly have a chance to make this ball game in the fourth.
Yeah, try to look at this in as much of a step away take the emotion out of it as watching the game from as closely as I've watched the games, we are definitely improving. We're doing better things against pressure. We're doing better things in our offense, of being consistent about getting the looks that we want. Unfortunately for the Bears, and this wasn't the case last night, fortunately for them, but the problem for the Bears has been just making buckets, knocking down shots. You're not going to shoot 100%. I know that. Everybody knows that. Everybody that watched basketball knows no team, you're not going to shut anybody out, and you're not going to shoot 100%. But you need to be able to shoot the ball at a 50, 60, 70% clip in the paint. Layups around the rim. You're a high school basketball team. You need to finish around the basket, and you got to hope that you can get yourself to the point where, as a team, you can shoot 30 to 35% from three. And I tell you, when BG went on their run, shooting about 70 or 80% there in the second quarter, it was a difference maker. We saw it out of the Lady Bears this week. They were in a ball game, a 1-point lead against Evergreen on Thursday night, and they came out, what were they, 3 of 20 in the first half from three, and in the third quarter they were 8 of 12. And all of a sudden that game went from a 1-point lead to double digits, and it never went back. And then that game, well, it looks all of a sudden like you just really kicked somebody, and that was a close ball game, and it took some hot shooting. And BG did the same thing tonight to the boys. You know, they took what was a close ball game, lit us up from three-point land there in the second quarter, and that margin got real big, and we just were not able to overcome it once we got to that point.
You know, one of the things that we always stressed when we coached, and people always thought it was silly that you said it, but we're watching it play out this year, you have to make the makeable shots. And that seems like such a silly saying until you really think about it. Because you're going to have some tough shots that contested. You're going to have some tough shots where they defend the three. But you're going to have a game, every game, where you have makeable shots. You got to make the makeable shots.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. We'll come back and talk stats and wrap things up here from Bryan, where the Golden Bears go down to BG tonight. Not 34-25. I'm going to assume it was a little bit more than that. We'll be right back after this break on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School here, Brian Arnold and Tim Meister brought you the ball game tonight. Reminder that our sponsors for tonight's ball game are the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews, O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. So, Coach Meister, let's talk some stats here for tonight's ball game.
All right, let's look at team stats first. If we can get Wesley to flash them up on the screen for us. And here we go. So for your Bowling Green Bobcats, 23 for 49 from the shooting, 15 for 30 from the 2, and 8 for 19 from the 3. Cooled off a little bit in the second half from the 3. 9 for 12 on the free throws, 8 turnovers, 28 rebounds. For the Bryan Golden Bears, 18 for 42, 14 for 29 from the 2, 4 for 13 from the 3. Free throw line continues just to be a bugaboo for the Bears, as they were only 10 for 20 from the line. 12 turnovers, 30 rebounds. Let's look at the individual scoring. For Bowling Green, Parker, Jackson, Grazier with 2. Carter Thompson with 3. Kenton Shank, one of the three Shanks, with 8. Colton Shank with 16. Sam Wiles with 16. And Kipton Shank, the 6'3 sophomore, led the Bobcats with 17 points. For the Golden Bears, Tucker Miller with 3. Bryce Welling with 6. Rhett McGill with 8. Jake Arnold with 13. And as you mentioned, Hunter Watson finishing on a fantastic weekend for the young man, led the Golden Bears with 20 points. So we say figures lie and liars figure. The only figure that counts is the final score, which there's been some dispute on that final score.
We're going to get that
but we
out,
believe it is now 62-50. That should be the official correct score.
We're going to get there eventually. We know one thing for sure. Bowling Green's going to go home happier than the Golden Bears tonight.
Yes.
And I think you said Hunter Watson there with the 20. That was Tucker Watson with the 20 points. Back-to-back good ball games for the senior. 21 last night and 20 tonight. Really, really good ball games. Good to see the senior get going and get things ratcheted up here. Golden Bears are going into a stretch. They got a chance to win some ball games. They got a chance to keep doing some positives. So hopefully they'll just keep pressing and find a way to keep some positives flowing as far as wins go here. And you got to like effort. And you like everything that the Bears did in the second half. They could have really hung their heads after blowing that 9-point lead, getting it turned around on them like that. But and even starting the third quarter down double digits again, made a good run, knocked down some shots, played really good aggressive defense, just not able to finish enough and get enough stops against BG tonight to finish things off.
Yeah, to put yourself in a position to make a run in the fourth quarter, you have to make the plays to put yourself in a position to make that run. So really nice job by Bryan putting himself in that position, making the plays. Then also Tucker Watson, like you said, if he can continue to score like he scored the last 2 games, and we can run our offense through him, we could be a really explosive offense at times. We saw parts of that tonight. So like you said, I think just a really positive weekend overall for Bryan.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here from Bryan Arnold and Tim Meister able to bring this ball game to you. I want to thank everybody for listening. The next contest on the Golden Bears Sports Network will be a swim meet on Monday afternoon, 5:30, as Bowling Green again is in Bryan, this time competing in the pool at the YMCA here in town. I want to thank our crew. Our director tonight was Wesley Lupo. He did a fantastic job. And I like some of the things that he had to say about Coach Meister, whether you guys could hear it or not. Robotics run by Trinity Sampson. Replay was run by Eric Herman. Hey, good to see you, Eric. I didn't realize we had you with us tonight. Cameras run by Josiah Cummins, Ethan Fryman, Nola Odell, and Chris Malanga. And thank back at the radio station at Q96.5, Rick Armentrout. Thanks for all of your help tonight. This student broadcast was produced by the Golden Bears Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or account of the game without express written consent of the Bryan City School District, is prohibited. One final time for all of us here at the Golden Bears Sports Network with Tim Meister. I'm Bryan Arnold. Again, the final score might have been 63-50. It could have been 61-50. It might have been 60-50. But either way, Golden Bears come out on the wrong end of a ball game here with Bowling Green tonight. Have a great night, everybody.